Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Vincenzo Landino. I am listening to music on my sunglasses. Didn't ever think the day would come where I could listen to music on my sunglasses, but here we are, 2019, and Bose has come out with Bose Frames. Blake and I were at South by Southwest and we took a walk down the street only to see a really cool looking trailer that said Bose on the side. So naturally, as Bose addicts, we have all the Bose products. They explained to us that these were Bose Frames, Bose's newest venture into wearables. And so not only are they sunglasses, as you can see, they have full UVA, UVB protection, but they have speakers built right in. They are not in your ears, which is the best part. I don't know about you, but I always have something in my ears, whether it's ear pods or AirPods, whatever they're actually called, but little earbuds for phone calls, going to the gym, working out, running, whatever I'm doing. When I'm flying, which is multiple times a week, I wear my Bose QC35-2s to just really drown out every single little noise around me, whether it's babies crying, someone I don't want to talk to on a plane. The Bose QC35s are great. But here's where the Bose Frames fit. The Bose Frames fill the gap between needing to have something in your ears and not having anything at all. It's perfect for the times when you're walking around town, going to the coffee shop, you're having that wonderful Sunday morning brunch and you don't want to have something extra in your pocket, like the little case for the Apple AirPods, which I also use. I can't stand putting things in my pockets, so these are a godsend. And times when you don't want full-fledged headphones on, which 99% of the times I don't like to wear headphones other than when I'm on a plane. The Bose Frames come in two styles. These right here are the Altos. Blake and I both bought these because they seem to be the most masculine and really the ones that fit my face the most. The Rondos, which is the other style, and you can look those up at bose.com, those are a little rounder. Actually, they're really round. They're called the Rondos. And they look very similar to Snapchat spectacles. Wasn't my style, but they're a very nice looking frame. Our first reaction to buying these was, did we just spend 200 bucks on plastic sunglasses? But after trying them out for a while, we really realized that they're not cheap. The build quality is very solid. Much like any high-end designer sunglasses, they're built of nylon construction, which is supposed to be scratch resistant. I have not experienced any scratches yet, and I've worn them for about 3 weeks now. The hinges are gold and they're pretty solid. I don't feel like these things are getting loose at all, and I've been opening them and closing them quite a bit, even just to test them out. The speaker quality is excellent. They're really nice sounding speakers when it's not really loud out. So there's the little issue that I've had with them, is they're not super loud. I don't know if it's because of my Apple iPhone XS, or if it's because of the build of the speaker itself, but they're not the loudest things in the world, which could be a good thing or could be a bad thing, depending on what you're expecting to get out of them. My expectation was very low. Did not expect them to blow me away with sound. They did, but in a setting where you don't have a lot going on around you. Walking down the street, they're not the loudest things in the world, but you shouldn't be listening to headphones or having headphones on anyway while you're crossing the street. So I think that's where Bose was going. You have this sound near your ears, but you're still able to hear things around you. I mentioned I fly a lot, so I did try them out with people sitting next to me on a plane. At full blast, they can hear something is coming out of the speakers. They can't make out the song or the podcast, whatever you're listening to. They can definitely hear something coming out, and that's at full blast. At about halfway, which is where I found maybe halfway to about 75% volume, that's where the outside world can't hear and only you can hear. But again, I don't think they're loud enough for certain situations. Being on a plane with that roar of the cabin, it's not exactly the sound you're gonna want. With all that being said, these are version 1, and they give me a lot of hope for version 2, 3, 4, and whatever's to come. Bose is developing more wearables. They have their Bose AR, which is building apps, more and more apps to work with wearables like this. My favorite is the Golf Shot app. I'm an avid golfer. I like to wear sunglasses when I'm golfing, and it's really nice to be able to hear the distance of your next shot without having to take a phone out, wait for it to calibrate where your position is. So the Bose Frames actually connect with your phone and work with the Golf Shot app. While I absolutely love the Bose Frames version 1, I don't think I would spend the $215 or so all in that you pay for them. and that's for Generation 1. Generation 2 or 3, I absolutely would try them out, and I would recommend to you to buy them as well. But again, there's a couple tweaks that I'd like to see in them, like a volume switch right on the frames. The frame itself back here is big enough to include maybe one more button. There is a one button design that they've gone with here that is power on off. It accesses Siri or your Google Assistant. It's your fast forward or next track. I would like to have a volume button right here on the headphone itself, so I don't have to actually take my phone out of my pocket and increase the volume or decrease the volume. There's also times where I want to lower it really quick and I don't have that option. One other thing I did not mention yet is battery life. I'm used to having my Bose QC35s that'll last me for a 14-hour flight from Paris to LA and still have 50% battery left over. These are not that. We were told 3 to 12 hours of battery life. You're not getting anywhere near 12. You're gonna get right around 3. I believe the Bose website now has it updated to about 3.5 hours. I think you're gonna get anywhere from 2.5, depending on the volume you listen to, probably around 2.5 to 3 hours at full bore, listening to music nonstop. Blake and I actually tested it out on a plane. I think he didn't even get off the flight. It was about a 3.5 hour flight. He didn't even get off the flight. They died on him. I was right at the end. I was at the 10% alert on mine. So you'll get 2.5 to 3 hours depending on how loud you're listening to it and how consistently you're listening to it. Also how often you're taking them on and off. Again, comparing these to my Bose QC35s, the connectivity of those is incredible. It'll switch devices between my iPhone and my Apple TV and my laptop, all without really even thinking. I don't have to push any buttons. It'll just pick up whichever device is operating music or any noise whatsoever, and it'll switch over to that. We have 2 pairs of these. Blake has a set and I do as well. And we've both noticed some connectivity issues. It's not always connecting to the device you want it to, or at all. You sometimes have to open the Bose app and switch it on and off. That could be because we already have Bose devices connected. I have a feeling that it's more of the Bluetooth connection. So again, for version 2 and 3 or generation 2 and 3, hoping to have some better Bluetooth connectivity there. Just a little nitpick here. They're not the darkest lenses in the world. I like a darker lens where you can't see my eyes. These you can definitely see your eyes through, especially in the sun. So if that bothers you, again, that's not something you're going to want to buy and spend $200 on. Bose, I love you. I love the frames, but I don't think they're worth $200 in the current version. If you're gonna wait for version 2 or 3, I think they're absolutely going to be worth $200 to $230. Right now, not everything is quite there for these to be worth it, especially if you already have other, headphones or ear pods that you're wearing daily. You may not want to make the switch for something that's a little bit less than at this point in time. That's all for today. Let me know in the comments below what you would love to see in a wearable. What's your favorite wearable? What do you want? What's the ultimate wearable for you? For me, the sunglasses are pretty damn close. I would love to have some changes, but other than that, the sunglasses with music is exactly what I would have asked for. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notifications so you can get more videos just like this, and I'll see you on the next video.